We're going to start with Andrew Tate. Let's do it. I was at the fucking bar last night, and I was hit with some incredible fucking news. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Tate has been charged with rape and human trafficking.
Prosecutors in Romania have filed formal charges against the controversial influencer Andrew Tate, his brother Tristan, and 2 Romanian associates. Charges include rape, human trafficking, and forming an organised crime group, as well as illegally accessing a computer system and violence against one of the alleged victims. The indictment deposited with the Bucharest court says that at the beginning of 2021, the 4 defendants formed an organised criminal group to commit human trafficking in Romania, but also in other countries such as the United States and Britain. Our correspondent in Bucharest, Lucy Williamson, gave us the latest on today's charges and the background to the case.
This investigation has taken 6 months to complete. They have been in detention or under house arrest for all that time. And Romania's organised crime unit have come out with a statement this morning which outlines some of the information that led to this indictment. As you outlined there, we know the main charges that are being filed. We know there are 7.
That's crazy. That's what Andrew Tate said.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
It's crazy. Andrew Tate and the Trump situation is like very similar. Obviously, Andrew Tate's crimes are significantly worse than Trump's, or at least the ones Trump has been charged with so far.
Alleged victims who are apparently allegedly recruited by false promises of love and marriage by the 2 Tate brothers. And it does seem to be quite a wide-ranging set of charges. The charge of human trafficking is an umbrella charge, and within that there are several counts against each of the 4 defendants. We're also getting some information from the organised crime unit about the assets that have been seized, properties, cars, luxury watches, but also more than $300 million in cryptocurrency. And we're told that there's a...
They are actually bossed up. That's crazy. God, crypto is so wild. I mean, they got minus 300 million now, but still, like that, I am genuinely shocked about that. That's like $300 million is a lot of fucking cookies, man.
Luxury watches, but also more than $300 million in cryptocurrency. And we're told that there are separate charges that are still under investigation that may be the subject of a separate indictment in the future. And they include money laundering, influencing statements, and trafficking of minors.
Lucy, for those who don't know Andrew Tate...
Trafficking of minors? That's not true. Tate did an investigation. He's only worth $10 million total.
Just explain who he is. You did a lengthy interview with him just a couple of weeks ago, didn't you?
He's become extremely well known, particularly amongst young people, for his controversial statements online. He presents himself as someone who teaches young men how to be men. He gives them inspirational statements, but he also puts out advice on relationships that's really concerned a lot of people across.
Wait, it wasn't 300K?
No.
Or 300... How much Bitcoin there's, according to Tate, they seized assets including over 21 Bitcoin, which is $560,000 as of June 20th.
So that's not 300 million.
So some auto-translate software, including Google Translate, erroneously suggested a much larger amount of Bitcoin worth 384 million had been seized due to an error interpreting the original Romanian. Oh my God. Oh my God, he was a fucking broke boy too? Dude.
I believe the term is a brokey.
A fucking brokey? Oh shit, you're drinking that government water, Andrew. You're not fucking drinking sparkling water. You're drinking government water. You don't have enough money, Andrew, to buy sparkling water every fucking day. Oh my God, a fucking brokey too? What is going on? His house is only worth 600K in Romania. All his cars are rented, and he only has 300K in crypto. I'm tweeting about this. I'm sorry.
What about the Bugatti?
Oh no, top G, more like broke G. So I was fucking right. I was fucking right. I told you motherfuckers. I told you motherfuckers that like half the dudes whose streams he was going on have more money than he does. It was all a fucking flex, dude. More like broke G. Fucking broke G. A brokey. A broke boy. Oh, that's fucking fire, dude. I'm sorry. This is like, the justice being served part is great, but it's like doubly great when you fucking see this kind of situation unfold. And all of these dumb motherfuckers who love him, dude, all of these dumbasses who love him have been fucking absolutely duped. Fucking duped. He was a broke boy all along. He was a fucking broke boy all along. You know he has a shit ton of money, just not on the books though. Yeah, you know, it famously, when a incredibly fucking comprehensive investigation is conducted, they have a really hard time finding all of your assets. Like, these guys weren't exactly a fucking brilliant operation. If anything, part of the reason why they are in such trouble at the moment is precisely because they were not running a brilliant operation. They were very stupid. They very openly talked about doing lover boy method sex trafficking. They very openly talked about the abuse that they put women through. They very openly talked about tax evasion and how to control and manipulate women. You can say you're coping all you want, but turns out, you know who the real top G is? People like myself, people like XQC. Turns out his entire net worth is around 10 million. Okay? That's what it turns out. He says it right here.
Like, you just get beyond that point with money. So it's kind of like this middle ground. When you're broke, you own nothing, and then you start doing well and you own a bunch of stuff, and then you get to the top and you're just trying to get rid of it all and don't want to own anything anymore.
Well, E-Man said when we interviewed him, he said he didn't want to be a billionaire. He said as soon as you get to that sort of level, they'll start controlling you and manipulating you. So do you have a similar thought pattern on that?
It's very hard to not become a billionaire in the world today, I think, if you're truly influential. I'm already a billionaire if I had to have my net worth measured.
That would have been one of my questions.
You can answer, no, I'm a billionaire. Yeah, so net worth.
What are you bringing into that? Are you bringing in your whole...
Yeah, totally. Dude, it's great. He's been a con man since day one, and I love con men, and makes sense. Yeah, 10 million is definitely well off, especially if investing in the stock market for the middle class. You're right, retiring in America is getting impossible. Homies, $10 million is an unimaginable amount of money.
That is a lot of money.
However, $10 million is not the way Andrew Tate fucking presented himself, okay? He kept saying he's a billionaire, dude. He kept saying he had hundreds of millions of dollars in the fucking bank. Okay, understand that we're not comparing Andrew Tate to like a stevedore. We're not comparing Andrew Tate to a, let's say, teacher in Oklahoma. We're comparing Andrew Tate to Aiden Ross. We're comparing Andrew Tate to XQC, okay? So when you compare Andrew Tate to XQC and you find out that his entire net worth is basically 1/10 of the contract that XQC is getting from Kick, that's when you come to the realization that the top G is not on top. He's lying about being on top, okay? His actual liquid wealth is probably less because they're factoring in cars in his his house. Yeah, his house, someone said, is around 600,000, which makes sense. If he has 14 cars, that's a couple million in a fleet, because like a lot of those cars are really expensive. So that totally, most of his fucking net worth is probably in watches and cars. Those are his assets, and then that's it. Like, you can be a relatively wealthy person while you are operating well beyond your fucking means. You know what I mean? So what he probably did is he probably had that much money, and then he went and he fucking bought it. He bought the Bugatti to present himself as an incredibly wealthy person. Because when you buy a $3 million car, people look at you and go, oh, you must have $100 million. And that's the entire point of being a con man. How many times have we seen this? People do this all the time. That's why a lot of people will go and rent cars like that. to present themselves as much wealthier than they actually are. Because you would never expect a motherfucker who only has like $4 million, $5 million to go and buy a Bugatti, because that would be fucking idiotic. That'd be insane. So I guess the equivalent of this would be like in the real world, in your group of friends, it's like the fucking kid who buys like expensive shoes or something. You know what I mean? To make it seem like they're more wealthy than they actually are. Or they go and buy a 3 Series, right? And it's like they barely can afford it, but they want to fucking present themselves as like a flexer, like a big spender. That's it. The truth about Andrew Tate: his home is less Hollywood hideaway, more rundown meat factory. What is this? The truth about Andrew Tate's car collection. Tate's brother's expensive car collection is that when they first showed up and couldn't get the story sheet about what their first supercar was, either Aston Martin or a Lambo Huracan, is because they were renting them on the Cannon Run.
Oh, nice.
It's an event where people pay $5,000 to ride through Europe in a supercar. That's the first Tate owns the supercar shot comes from. Recently, Tate bought into his friend's Cannon Run company. That coincides, surely, with this. To put simply, Tate once again cozied up to someone with a legit business, passed it off that he's a genius multimillionaire and will no doubt ruin another company. Don't take my word for it, though. Here's the proof, direct from the UK company registration data. Yeah, successful business with supercars goes dormant, takes over, takes credit, it collapses while you're on the site. Check out the history of Emery and Tristan and all the other companies that have completely failed. No doubt I'll get told I'm obsessed with Tate, but this took 5 minutes, and I'm really surprised that none of the other influencers that have had Tate on their podcast ever get bothered to do any due diligence on every kid without a dad's favorite sex traffickers. This is the most, this is what Reddit is for, okay? This is the most Reddit thing on the fucking planet, to get this obsessed over an incredibly niche thing and like go to this level of investigation, okay? And basically unwind this. Hasan, I'm in there too. Tate Emery, Tate Andrew, correspondence's address. Appointed on 24th of March, 2022. Resigned on 19th of December, 2022. Yeah, it's so funny.
Kickboxer.
It's so funny that this guy literally this guy did this, like, and was very frustrated that, like, he wants like clicks to ask Andrew Tate why he was lying about his Bugatti. So, that's what we got. Andrew Tate, we knew he lied all the time, but it does feel good when you see, like, all the things that you speculated and all the things that you were stating come to fruition. All the things you suspected actually, actually turned into the truth.
Across the UK, police, teachers, rights organisations have all warned about his influence. And so the investigation here in Romania has really increased the spotlight on him and brought many more people into awareness of the kind of things that he's been saying. I should also mention that his team have responded to the indictment here this morning with a statement saying that the brothers embraced the opportunity to demonstrate their innocence. And she said, our primary focus will be to establish the truth.
Lucy Williamson in Bucharest there.
Good morning.
This is a funny take from a friend. I hate Andrew Tate as much as anyone, but the way the Romanian authorities are going after him is a very concerning attack on freedom, and will have a chilling effect on anyone trying to set up a sex trafficking ring in Romania. I agree. I don't get why it takes so long to charge anyone. I would have agreed with this, by the way, as well. I did agree with this until today. Finally, this motherfucker got charged. I don't understand how they were, like, investigating him for this long.
Hard to not become a billionaire in the world today, I think, if you're truly influential. I'm already a billionaire if I had to have my net worth measured.
That would have been one of my questions.
You can answer, no, I'm a billionaire. Yeah, so...
Dude. By the way, another marker for extremely zesty behavior is just, like, routinely lying, okay? Just gonna point that out. He loves lying, okay? He is a very deceptive man who loves to deceive other men. I'm just saying Andrew Tate said he moved to Romania because he thought it was lawless. His Romanian lawyer said that he's changed his mind on that claim. This photo. This fucking photo. Yeah, my face when I realized Romania not as lawless.